नमस्कार, आदाब। मैं हूं इरफान और आप सुन रहे हैं लिसन विद इरफान। आज है 27 सितंबर 2025 और मैं इस वक्त हूं दिल्ली के इंडिया इंटरनेशनल सेंटर में, जहां मशहूर वाइल्ड लाइफ फोटोग्राफर्स बेदी बंधुओं को मंच पर देख रहा हूं। और ये मौका है राजेश बेदी की किताब एलिफेंट द डिवाइन मिस्ट्री के लॉन्च का। ये बताना ज़रूरी है कि एलिफेंट द डिवाइन मिस्ट्री राजेश बेदी की चुनी हुई तस्वीरों की किताब है, जो उन्होंने हाथियों को केंद्र में रखकर बीते 50 वर्षों में खींची है। इस किताब में लिखने का काम उनके बड़े भाई नरेश बेदी ने किया है। इस मौके पर मंच पर दो और हस्तियां मौजूद हैं, यानी रवि सिंह और विवेक मेनन। वाइल्ड लाइफ और नेचर कंजर्वेशन के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में दिलचस्प बातें हो चुकी हैं, जिनका एक बड़ा हिस्सा हाथियों से संबंधित है। आपको सुनाते हैं इस मौके पर राजेश बेदी और उनके बड़े भाई नरेश बेदी ने क्या कहा।
I hope the volume is good enough for you to hear what I'd like to share with you, and thank you very much, all of you, for joining us today for my book release on elephants. I feel so proud seeing so many friends. They are in true spirit, they are wildlife lovers. And some of my friends have traveled from Nagpur, from Corbett, from Coimbatore, and so on. So there are so many other places just to come and witness my book release, because their love for my work, their love for elephants. So I'm really proud, and thank you very much for joining me. Just briefly, when I thought of sharing my views with friends that I'm planning to do a book, and the very first question they asked me, दिमाग ठीक है, हाथी पे किताब कर रहे हो, where is the market, who is going to buy your book? And I said, बात ठीक है आपकी, because the tiger sells. An Indian elephant, as compared to African elephants, there are still so many films are done, a number of books are done. So they are so preferred as compared to Indian elephant. So the answer was that I love elephants, and मेरा एक जुनून है. It's like my girlfriend. I really like elephants. Whether you love them or not, I don't care. So that was the beginning of doing this book, and now I'll tell you how I have a special place for elephants, why I do mainly elephant photography. I was born in Haridwar, and the area where I was born, it was all surrounded with dense forest, a lot of elephants, tigers, leopards, and those days things were totally raw. I'm talking way back 1950. So that kind of an environment I grew. And my father, when he was just 4 years old, my grandmother died. So my grandfather decided to put my father in a boarding school, an ashram. And the ashram was situated right in the forest. And my father grew in that atmosphere where every day they will interact with elephants or some wild elephants and other animals. So my father got interested in wildlife because he grew in that atmosphere. And he slowly developed a very special interest in plants, medicinal plants. And the reason was because in the boarding ashram, if anyone goes sick, he'll be treated with Ayurveda, with the herbs. So he knew this plant helps in curing this. So the love for nature and love for plants grew together. I think I was about 8 or 9. Me and my brother, my father will take both of us to forest. No guide, no gun, nothing. A local chap from the village, he will accompany us, and we'll just enter the forest, follow the trail. I remember one day my father was there, and there was a local villager who was in front, my father and me and my brother. We were just walking on the trail. We just entered the forest, maybe 5-10 minutes. My father said, stop. And this is how you learn. My father won't say, ruk jao. He says, stop. So you have to understand the language, how low you can speak, you can convey. So this is how you learn the process. And then he said, let's go back, run. I had not seen the elephant. I'm sure that even he had not spotted the elephant. Or we head back and waited for some time again. My father said, okay, chalo andar, both time ho gaya. So we started walking. Both sides, dense forest, you don't see anything. And we are young, so we are slightly scared how to cope up with the forest. And then this is how the first impression, the fear of the animal, because you are not prepared, you have not learned the language of the forest. So frequently we'll go to Rajaji, and almost every trip, we will bump in elephants. We'll see elephants, no tiger, no leopard, because they were very shy. So every time you go, you see elephants, you start following them. And same thing carried on when we used to travel to Corbett. The only thing in the morning is take a guard with a stick and follow elephants. So whole day you are with the elephants. You don't see tiger. We keep hearing the tiger ne aaj yahan maar diya, aaj sambar maar diya, but you don't see the tiger. You see the pug marks. And this is every day going. You learn the process. This is tiger ka panja hai, ye hathi ka panja hai, ye uske saath bacche hain. This is so that process. This is how you slowly learn the language of the forest. You learn every day some alarm calls. My father will say, "Ye cheetal bol raha hai, ye sambar bol raha hai, ye leopard ki call hai." So frequency of both of us, I would say especially in my case, were more with elephants. So the more interaction is there, you fall in love. This is precisely happened in my case. So my father had a camera and a very simple rollicord, and he will take pictures on every trip. Come back, process, we'll see, admire the pictures. And you learn that he will always keep a distance from the elephants. He wanted to be close to them, but he says, no, don't disturb them. Keep distance. Respect them. And then slowly my father added some more equipment, and then I got interested, so I started using the new equipment. And those younger age, whatever I had learned from my father, the foundation of how to behave in the forest, how to respect animals, and especially with elephants, how do you behave? What do you do when you see the elephants? So I think a lot of my wildlife photographers here, they know the what to do and how to behave, but particularly in my case, I would like to share with you that I would like to keep a distance from elephants. I don't want to be closer. Once you keep the distance, the herd or the elephant or a tusker, if he gets confidence of your presence, they will behave very differently. The way they would like to react, they would like to behave, and there your work starts. And if you have a long lens and keeping a distance, you are watching each movement so close, yet very far but very close, without bothering them. So this is what I enjoyed, using a long lens and waiting for a long time. To me, elephants are most difficult subject to shoot as compared to tiger or any other animal. And I have two, three reasons to share with you. One is the color. There's the gray color. There is not much of color variation. And every time if you see any elephant pictures, you admire pictures where you have some interesting green background or something which adds to the backdrop of the elephant. Secondly, the body shape I think is the more time you spend, you learn more. From where to cut, where to crop, whether you would like to cut the trunk from down below or somewhere in the middle, it's very, very difficult. And this is only you learn once you spend enough time and understand the animal. And then the exposure part of it, which is the most important one. Not of photographers, young photographers, even experienced photographers. They shoot the animal because they would like to capture something. If the light is very harsh, the folds of elephants not give you so much of liberty in compromising the as a light and shade. And then once you come back, you realize that it's very difficult to do good processing. So my experience, if you have a dull weather, cloudy, bright weather is the ideal weather. And this is how I would like to see elephants whenever I see them. Now, photographing elephants, I would like to share just two experiences. I went to Sri Lanka to get some shots of this new phenomena of wild elephants coming and feeding on the garbage dump yards. I got all the permissions from Delhi, getting permission to shoot from drone. Landed there and went to the site. Went inside, there was a guard. He said, "Oh, कहाँ जा रहे हो अंदर? कहाँ जा रहे हो? Photo लेंगे, ये permission है." He couldn't read. Obviously, it was just a guard. ऐसे इसमें परमिशन है और ये आपको परमिशन दिखा रहे हैं, अब सामने हाथी हैं, हमें फ़ोटो लेने दो, हम इंडिया से आए, कह रहे हैं नो फोटोग्राफी. Okay, you can't argue and camera बाहर निकालो, गाड़ी में रखो. Okay, I said okay, I won't go inside, I'll shoot from outside. I'll go to the forest area from where the elephants come to the dump yard. So I went there and you see the clouds. By the time I had I'd put up my tripod and the long lens. Rain started very heavily, so I came back. It was quite dark, so I decided to go back. So I went back, and next morning took breakfast, early breakfast, went to the site. He says, आप फोटोग्राफी नहीं करेंगे? तो नहीं करेंगे, तो ड्रोन से करेंगे. But ड्रोन से करने का टाइम नहीं है, because the heavy cloud was building up. He says, वो पंचायत का मुखिया अभी आ रहा है, आपसे बातचीत करेगा about your permission, whether you can fly drone or not. But I said, बाहर से तो हम काम कर सकते हैं. हाँ, बाहर से आप काम कर सकते हैं. So I took a round and positioned myself. This is probably the best place, because I spotted a bull going towards the top portion of the dump yard. So I said, from the other angle, I might see, coming up and might get a picture. So my nephew was with me. So I placed myself there, and then you start hearing firecrackers, bulldozers. They're stopping elephants not to come to the dump yard because I am there. What an irony. So I said, ये पटाखे क्यों बज रहे हैं? दिवाली तो बहुत टाइम में है. कहना साहब नहीं, ये फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट बजा रहा है, ये हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे. But anyway, if there is a will, there is a purity here for what I have gone there, what I want to get from the nature, it works. Always it works. Waiting, I see these two round things emerging on the horizon. I said, oh, got it. Now the bull is coming. And you see the bull emerging on the top. I was ready, and tuck, and then I was busy, checking exposure, all sorts of things you do, because this is you can't go wrong. There's no way. You have to do various camera settings. And when I stopped, and because bull was not doing any action, he was just standing there, and sometimes he'll raise the trunk. And on my right, I see a big female coming towards the camera. What to do? I can't take picture, I cannot pan because I'm using a very long lens. So I thought I'll run down the slope in the forest. And then I said, no. So I just left my equipment, went up, raised my hands. She was still coming. She noticed my hands, maybe, this is my guess, seeing my hands waving against the sky. So she could register this. Someone there. No noise, nothing. She just turned and went back. I got some shots which I shared with you from a drone, but I wanted to spend more time, but firecrackers, bulldozers, so I decided to leave this place, go to a different site. So I went there. और सब यहाँ आ जाएंगे, 4 बजे हाथी आ जाता है. I couldn't believe what he's talking, the local guide. So, placed my camera, a lot of garbage all around, and the only aim is to get the picture. I placed my camera, everything, calculated everything, only one camera on the tripod. I'm waiting, at 4:30, you see the light turning color, yellowish tone. I hear the first sound, how. The other one, pee. There were different flock of dogs there, so everyone raised voice, alarm call. I thought elephants are coming. My nephew was just behind me standing. And you see a big bull emerged from the forest. There was no fear. He somehow aiming straight to the garbage area, came and just crossed my camera. I couldn't believe it was so close. I was freezed, but I was fully prepared. If they decide to charge or come on this side, I'll jump into this. There was a small ditch. As the bull crossed, I asked my nephew, Rajiv, go and get a second camera. So he turned back, and I was keeping an eye, but I could not shoot. A lot of people might say, कैसा बेवकूफ सा photographer है कि carrying one camera lens and one camera body is just there to get pictures of elephants. When you are carrying a long lens, and that too in a situation where you don't know from which side the elephants may come, and you have to run. So I got the second camera with a wide angle, and as he turned back to get the camera, I hear a cobra sound, hissing sound. And this situation is danger in front, danger at the back, but you have to behave in a different way. You just address the problem. So I just turned back and saw him freezed. And he knew how to handle the situations, and the cobra probably decided to just leave. He went there. So that was a moment. Sometime you are totally lost in your work. You want to get a picture. You don't consider where you're walking, and all this medical waste was lying around. So it was a very challenging job, and very sad to see wild elephants coming daily. Now I think there are so many experiences in corporate, I don't want to carry on. I'll just come to the another very important part is the funding the project, from where you get the funding. So I approached a very big established business house in Pune. I was invited for a high tea and good evening, spent 2-3 hours, and I carried some pictures. So the idea of carrying pictures were to make them interested in my work. So they'll admire one picture, they'll keep on one side, they'll take the second picture, they admire, oh my God, this thing, that thing. And I said, oh, I've succeeded. Seems to be that I'm heading for the right. Then he said, no, you hold on. You see the daughter coming and son-in-law joining me, and same story repeated. Loving the pictures, and I said that I'll be grateful if you can support my job, what I'm trying to get. Yes, just sure, you give us a proposal. I came back to Delhi, sent them a proposal. 8 months I waited, no response. You keep sending them email, no response. I didn't know how to react, and because I think every photographer loves his work, and I love my work, and I said, I'm the best person asking for some help. After 8 months, he drafted a letter, in fact. The letter which I drafted, he said, oh, you can't be so rude to someone. I said, okay, fine. Send them a letter, and got a letter, oh, Mr. Bedi, it was so nice to have you, and this thing and that thing, and we are committed for long. There's so many things they had listed out. Hospital, charity, this thing, that thing, and very beautifully they refused. They cannot come on board. I said, fine. I really, I would say I'm very poor in asking or approaching someone for funding. So I kept on doing my work, and finally decided that I'm going to print with my own money. That was also not a very easy decision, because a book of this size, and the book is fairly large, it's 12 inches by 16 inches. It's a jumbo book, and a number of pages. In spite of doing all sorts of editing, I end up doing 273 pages. It's a very heavy book. So finally, no funding, nothing. I decided to go ahead with my book project. Then there was a debate whether I should just do a photographic book, just good pictures and some captions. And I said, no, that's not my purpose. My purpose is something more. I have to raise the issue of their conservation, the kind of problems the elephants are facing in West Bengal, Orissa. They have been tortured. So if I don't do justice with my profession, that's not fair, because I've been enjoying the elephants in the wild, but if I see the other side of it, and while I was struggling to finalize the format, Mr. Pramod Kapoor is here of Rolly Books. He was very keen to do a book. So I gave him a couple of photographs. He went to Frankfurt and shared my work with publishers. There was a publisher from UK, very famous publisher. They said, oh, we will do the book minus Khoon Kharaba, minus poaching. I said, no, I'm not going ahead. I don't work only for money. My conscience won't allow. So the whole project was dropped. There was an offer from a publisher from UK, an excellent offer. I said, no, I'm not going ahead. So I had to refuse Pramod. I said, no, I'm not going ahead with this book. And then this debate of having just photographic book, I said, no, that's not fair. Now doing the text part of it, that's the most crucial part. Being my elder brother and more experience, I asked him, would you like to suggest someone who can do justice for my work? The answer was, yes, सोचते हैं कैसे करना है. Then I have a great friend, he's here, Sharad Gaud. I asked him, Sharad, what do you suggest about the format? So he gave his suggestion. He also did a bit of writing, doing some research for the book. Finally, I ended up asking him to do the text. Fine. And his point of view, seeing elephants from a different perspective. What I see, I don't want to compromise. He's my brother, fine. He wrote something and he did a almost complete book. And I said, I don't agree with you. We are diverting away from my expression, what I want to share with the public. I fully agree, it should not be just a photographic book. Fully, I agree with you. There was a constant debate. He would agree with my point of view. Sometime I will not agree with his point of view. But that's obvious because he's not behind the camera. I'm the person behind the camera, and I want to see what I would like to share with my friends. I would say that was a very big struggle. Coming to on one board, and I think that whatever disagreement was there is good for the book. The end product reflects my expression, how I see elephants, and his contribution in weaving my view through the problem and problem of conservation, whether it's corridors or whatever. So the book is very balanced. It's my expression, there's no compromise, plus highlighting the problem of conservation. As a photographer, you are never happy. Do you want to have more pictures? You want to have different pictures? But then, the end of the day is that you have to also realize, okay, the kind of money you are going to spend, from where you are going to get. I'm not a businessman. He's not a businessman. We started our career as wildlife lovers, then slowly developed it. He went to Film Institute and got training of making films. Making films mainly on environment issues, mainly on wildlife. With our blessings of parents, never look back. So, and it's not only the money, but even the satisfaction. Whatever we did from our point of view was appreciated all over the world. Now I think it's more or less his points covered, and sorry? Is he wants to say something, but I can't hear. Now doing this book, my brother is 3 years older than me. Sitting on the computer, writing the text. After breakfast till evening, non-stop. I'm really honored that he could devote so much of time, because he also loved what I have seen with him. So I think it's that thing made him to carry on this hard labor. So I'm really grateful and honored that he could do the text for the book. And in between, I would say my daughter Rashmi, she lives in Australia, and my son, both of them initially scanned all my slides. So they were part of the whole concept of coming out with a book. And many times I will just share her with my picture and what I want to say about my picture. She will send me a caption. They'll say, Daddy, what do you think about the caption? I'll say, no, this is not right. This is what I want to say. And that's obvious. And then that caption will go to Mr. Bedi, and he'll say, what nonsense you've written. I don't approve of this. I said, why don't you approve? This is the expression I want to have under my picture. But anyway, so I would like to thank Rashmi and my son for contributing. And finally, I'd like to thank Mr. Garg, who's sitting here of Brijwasi printer. He was the one who did my first book on Indian wildlife. And he was the first person, I would say, the first Indian publisher who took a very bold step of taking this book to publish in Singapore. So that was, taking this initiative of going to Singapore made me very happy that, I'll get the best printing. So this is how the beginning was my relationship with Mr. Garg, and I'm really honored that he could spare time and he's here. And even completing this book, he has been giving me various things to understand and move accordingly. So, and just next to him is Gopi Gajwani, my old friend. He did his first book, photographic book with me. That was my first book, So my relationship with Gopi just grew, and we're still very good friends, and I'm really honored. The title of the book, the typography was designed by Gopi ji. And I have a friend from Coimbatore who has traveled all the way. Vikram ji. Vikram is here. He has been a great help getting some. And one last thing I would like to enter that my friend Ashwani Khurana, I don't know whether he is here. Oh, he's there, yeah. Of Karma Lakeland. I just picked up the phone one day and just phoned him. I said, Ashwani, this may interest you. I'm sending you a couple of pictures, a detail of my new coming book. And the answer instantly, yes, I am on the board. So I'm really grateful to Ashwani for coming forward, helping me on this project, and also promoting the cause of conservation. And he does many workshops, national, international workshops to promote conservation views. Okay. My brother is reminding me that I have a very great friend and a very well-known, well-established person who's responsible to promote your work, who sells your work all over India, even overseas, is Om Arora ji of Variety Books. He has. I'm greatly honored that he's here. He is normally don't go to any of these book launches, but I told him this is a warning from me. You have to come. Now, lastly, I just want to say one thing, that I do carry a begging bowl. Like any other professional, I need people to support me. But I beg from nature. When I go to the forest, that's my begging bowl. All my cards are empty. I just pray that nature should give me enough. भिक्षा इतनी दे कि घर में आके 2-3 महीने का काम हो जाए. So I'm really thankful to nature, and I request all of you, respect nature, respect elephants, and admire their beauty, and we should all try and save not only elephants. Yes, for me the elephants are the number one, but also the forest, nature, what nature has given us. And now I will request my grandson Avir to come on stage and share his love for his elephant called Bobo. Avir, please come. Yes?
No.
Avir, just 1 second. Yeah, she has pointed out something that like I would say like an idiot, that I have not thanked my wife. Is I've been traveling a lot, not only for elephants, but going for snow leopard, going for other subjects. And at the home front, my wife, she has been very kind, never raised any issues that you are away from home for a number of weeks, not number of days, a number of weeks, and you're not bothered about...
and the money.
Huh?
And the money.
And also, you do a lot of things where you don't ever think of, you are spending so much of money, but from where you're going to get it back. So, I think I'm thankful to my wife, Sushma, she's here, and without her support, I couldn't have done this project, and I'm sure this with every photographer who spends time in the wilds. the family front, if is well taken, I think half of the problem is solved. Yes, this is.
और अब आइए सुनते हैं कि राजेश बेदी के बड़े भाई नरेश बेदी ने किताब में अपने लिखने के अनुभव के बारे में क्या कहा।
Good evening, everyone, everybody, to be present here for this launch of this lovely dream project of ours. मैं हिंदी अंग्रेजी दोनों मिला के बोलूँगा। मेरा और राजेश का बहुत पुराना, कोई 50 साल से भी ज़्यादा का बॉन्ड रहा है। हम लोग हम दोनों ने मिलके बहुत फिल्में बनाई, किताबें करी, सब कुछ किया। ये बात ठीक है। राजेश ने कुछ पॉइंट कवर कर लिए कि हमारे झगड़े भी हुए, बिल्कुल हुए, असहमति भी हुई, पर कभी भी काम सफर नहीं हुआ जिसके लिए हमारा एम था। उसकी सोच, मेरी सोच, एक क्रिएटिव सोच हमेशा एक फाइनल गोल को लेके चली, जो कि हमने अचीव किया। जैसे राजेश ने कहा कि किताब की बात हुई, तो मेन प्रॉब्लम हमारे सामने थी कि व्हाट शुड बी द फॉर्मेट और नैरेटिव ऑफ द बुक। क्या हाथियों पे किताब लिखनी है, या हाथियों की प्रॉब्लम्स पे लिखनी है, या हाथियों की आदतों के ऊपर लिखनी है? इट्स सच ए बिग सब्जेक्ट, and how to make it concise that supports the pictures. कई ड्राफ्ट बने, कई चीज़ें करी गई, बहुत एक्सपेरिमेंट किए गए, सोचा कि ज्योग्राफिकल बेस करके फिल्म बनाई, अपनी किताब बनाई जाए, पर वो वर्कआउट नहीं हुआ। मैंने आई स्टार्टेड लेआउट विद राजेश पिक्चर एंड राइटिंग स्क्रिप्ट। कोई 1 साल की मेहनत के बाद राजेश कहता है ये तो बेकार है, फेंक दो उसको। ये तो तुम्हारा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू नहीं है। मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू तो ईच पिक्चर शुड बी जस्टिफाइड, गिवन प्रोमिनेंट स्पेस। दिस माय पिक्चर बुक इज नॉट अ टेक्स्ट बुक विद पिक्चर्स, अंडरस्टैंड, एंड दैट्स द रियलिटी। बहुत बुरा लगा, बहुत सोचा, मैंने कहा यार इतनी दिमाग खराब किया, इतनी मेहनत करी, इतना टाइम लगाया। उसके बाद राजेश बेदी ने फिर से शुरू किताब कर दी।
देखिए, मैं इसमें थोड़ा सा ऐड करूंगा जरा सा कि इनका ये कहना है कि 1 साल मेहनत करी और मैंने आके कह दिया ये एकदम बेकार है। इनका एक्सप्रेशन बिल्कुल सही है। जिस तरीके से ये कह रहे हैं उसी तरीके से कहा गया, क्योंकि मैं उनके पर्सपेक्टिव से, इनकी सोच से बिल्कुल सहमत नहीं था। आगे ये अपनी बात कहेंगे।
कंप्रोमाइज फार्मूला निकाला गया। मैंने कहा राजेश तुम लेआउट करो, जो भी पिक्चर तुम्हें पसंद है निकाल दो, जो लेआउट जैसा करना है करो। उसके बाद जो टेक्स्ट नहीं है वो रश्मि ने मिला के काट के छोटी कर दी, इसको भी निकाल दो, ये भी नहीं। अरे ये तो सब इंटरनेट पे मिल जाता, गूगल करो, ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाती है। मैंने कहा ये बात भी ठीक है। सो इन द एंड मेरी समस्या क्या थी, पर्सनल समस्या, विच आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर। इनिशियल मेरी पढ़ाई गुरुकुल कांगड़ी में हुई, संस्कृत पढ़ी, हिंदी पढ़ी। उसके बाद सन 60 में दिल्ली आ गए। दिल्ली में भी मेरे को कोई एडमिशन नहीं मिली, तो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में पढ़ गए। ना इंग्लिश मीडियम, ना इंग्लिश बोलना, ना इंग्लिश लिखना। तो वो बैकग्राउंड मैंने, अब ये कहने किताब में कहाँ से लिख लूंगा भाई। एनीवे, एक कॉन्सेप्ट था, दिमाग था, इच्छा थी, एक सोच थी कि ये करना है तो कर सकते हैं और करूंगा। तो फार्मूला ये निकला कि जब बहुत लोग, हम जंगल से जब भी आते थे पूछते थे, अरे भाई क्या हुआ जंगल में, कोई कहानी बताओ, कोई बताओ। एक हमारा फैमिली ट्रेडिशन भी था, जब कभी हम जंगल जाते थे घर में आके पिक्चर्स को लेके बैठ के उनको प्रोजेक्ट करके उनके बारे में बातें करते थे, ये क्या हुआ, ऐसे कैसे हुआ। तो वो एक सिस्टम था दिमाग में कि ये चीज़ किसको क्या पसंद आ रही है, इंसिडेंट क्या है क्या नहीं है। तो वो लेके मैंने कहा क्यों नहीं हम अपनी फैमिली हिस्ट्री को लेके, या जो हमारा टाइम निकला किस तरीके से, जैसे राजेश ने बताया फादर गुरुकुल चले गए, गुरुकुल के बाद लाहौर चले गए, लाहौर के बाद पार्टीशन हो गया, पार्टीशन के बाद फिर हरिद्वार आ गए, वहाँ हमारा जन्म हुआ। तो कोई एक सिस्टम था जो हमें बारंबार खींच के उधर ले आया। फिल्में बनाई, फोटोग्राफी की, जंगल में घूमे, पैदल घूमे। आज आप सोच भी नहीं सकते जो कि कॉर्बेट में हमने जंगल में कितना पैदल घूमे, कितना रामगंगा को पैदल क्रॉस किया, कितना रामगंगा में नहाए, मछली पकड़ी, सब कुछ किया। आज सब कुछ बदल चुका है। आज वही हाथी आपके सामने घूमते रहते हैं, आप फोटोग्राफी करिए आराम से, कोई डर नहीं उनको। जहाँ हमें सालों लग गए शेर देखने के लिए, अब शेर बैठे हैं, आप वो उठेंगे ही नहीं, आप खड़े रहो जितनी मर्जी पिक्चर। सो दोज वर द डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स, डिफरेंट टाइम्स विच हैज चेंज नाउ। तो कमिंग बैक टू द बुक, राजेश के पिक्चर आ गया। मैंने क्या वो स्टोरी को डेवलप किया, ईच सेक्शन को, उसको अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस हमारा उन पिक्चर्स को लेते हुए क्या हुआ वो लिखा गया उसमें। फॉर एग्जाम्पल मस्त हाथी के लिए, अरे हमने सुना था कि कालिदास ने ऐसा लिखा है, पुराणों में ये लिखा हुआ है, जब मस्त हाथी होता है तो पागल हो जाता है, अपने दांत जमीन में गाड़ता है, पेड़ों पे लगाता है, मारने को दौड़ता है। ये सब चीजें सुनी थी, पढ़ी थी, पर कभी देखा नहीं है। जब ऐसा मौका मिलता है तो नेचुरली अब वो सब चीजें ऐसी ही कुछ मैंने कोशिश की है अपने टेक्स्ट में कवर करने के लिए, कि ईच सीक्वेंस, ईच पिक्चर जो है एक स्टोरी है, उसके पीछे क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ। दैट मेक्स इट मच मोर इंटरेस्टिंग टू अंडरस्टैंड द डिफिकल्ट पिक्चर्स या इंटीमेट पिक्चर्स वेयर राजेश वाज एबल टू क्लिक। एक तो वो एग्जांपल थी, ऐसे साउथ में वेस्टर्न घाट्स में हम फोटोग्राफ कर रहे थे, बर्थ ऑफ एलिफेंट, वेरी डिफिकल्ट। सोच थी पर करते रहे, कोशिश करते रहे, 1 साल नहीं हुआ, 2 साल नहीं हुआ, तीसरे साल हुआ तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली बच्चा ही वो मरा हुआ पैदा हुआ है। अब क्या कर सकते हो आप। पर उसी समय हमें कुछ जंगल में ऐसे एक्सपीरियंस हुए, पोचिंग फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमने हाथी देखा जिसका ये माथा फटा हुआ था, which we reported to the forest department recovered. So there are certain experiences which we had, I tried to put them into the book so that it engages with the आम आदमी की पढ़े तो कम से कम उनको लगे कि ये कोई कहानी चल रही है, कुछ है, कि क्या एक्चुअली होता है वो दिखाने, वो लिखने की कोशिश की और राजेश की पिक्चर्स को जस्टिफाई करने की कोशिश की। आई होप यू विल लाइक द बुक, यू विल रीड इट एंड यू विल एंजॉय इट।
Rashmi, just one thing, I would like to thank Mr. Manish of Pragati Press, who is here with with us. He's such a humble and important man. Every stage, whenever I asked him for a change, even at the last moment when the printing is about to start, he won't say no. He'll say, Mr. Bedi, yes, we are here to make you happy. It's your elephants. If the elephants are happy leaving Hyderabad printing house, I'm the happiest person. He's here with us, and we want to give a big clap to him. Let's do your turn now.